Hi, everyone. I'm Marco Gonzalez. Welcome to On the Couch Live. It is so great to see you all again. And I'm so excited to talk to my guest today, Rosana Eckert. She is a jazz vocalist, a composer, an all-around amazing person. And did I mention she happens to be my cousin? So we have so much to talk about. I have seen her success just rise over the years and years and years, and I couldn't be more proud of her, and obviously proud to be her cousin as well. So I see a lot of you are joining me right now. Hello, everybody. It's been so long. It's been such a crazy year. And let me just tell you, while I'm waiting for more of you to come in, and we're waiting for Rosana to join, thank you for all your support with my daily quotes on the go. I have to tell you that I started that at the very beginning of the year as a resolution for myself, just to give a positive quote, just a good vibe that actually has helped me through some very tough times this year. And I am so glad that it's resonated with many of you. I receive countless messages from people saying that, those quotes lift their spirits and make their day. And I appreciate that. I really try to, find new ones, and they're really inspirational. Some of these authors I had never heard of. And when I hear their words, I just go, wow, that was huge, So I am so glad that it's, made a difference for you guys. It certainly has made a difference for me. And I've been dying to do more On the Couch Live episodes, but as you know, I'm a realtor, so that has been my focus for the year. But when I had a chance to get Rosana on the show, I said, we got to do it, because I've wanted to do this for so long. This is On the Couch Live's third season. And man, I tried getting her before, but she's very busy, always traveling. And so the fact that she was able to join me today, I'm thrilled. And you're going to love hearing from her. And she's going to sing a little bit for us. We're going to talk about her band, Brazuca. It's a Brazilian band, and this is their album. There's Rosana there. You can see. This copy is signed, of course. But I can't wait to talk all about that. So let me see if she's joined. As you know, how this goes is I will see her. I will bring her in. I will leave the comments on through the interview. So if you have any questions for Rosana or comments for me or for her, you can go ahead and type them in. We'll see them during the conversation, and we'll try to get to them at some point while we're talking. And it'll be great to catch up with her. She is coming to us live from Texas. And as you know, I'm in California. So it's so cool that we're able to do IG Live, Instagram Live from different states, different countries. The beauty of social media, right? So let me see here. Okay, I see Brazuca Music has joined. I'm not sure if Rosana is coming to us through that account. I'm not quite sure. Let me see here. Okay, request to join Brazuca. Okay, Rosana, are you on the Brazuca account? I'm not quite sure. Let's see here. I know as you're looking at me, I'm actually reading who's joining. We have so many of you from all over the place joining right now. Oh yeah, I'll let more of you come in before I grab Rosana. That sounds good. So I hope you guys have had a great year. It's been an interesting one for sure. We're still obviously wearing masks and getting out and just enjoying shows again. And my kids are at school, which is why I have the time to do this now. And it's actually quiet in the house. You can see we've decorated. There's the tree. We have, decorations throughout. I have a fireplace right here. I'm not going to turn it around because I'll screw up my setting. It's all like locked down on my tripod, so I can't really scoot around. But okay, Rosana has joined. Let me bring her in. Hold on one second. Yes, Rosana! Oh, she was there. I think she just hit the button that knocked her off. Rosana, come back. Hold on, let me bring her back in. There we go.
I'm so sorry. This is my first time doing this exact platform, so I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Don't you love IG Live though? It's cool because it's very simple, right?
Yes. Well, one would think.
Well, until you hit off.
Oh, I know. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I had all these other things on my phone. I was trying to get them out of my way. But anyway,
No, that's okay.
hi.
Well, I am so excited that we're finally able to do this live. We've been wanting to do it for so long,
Yeah.
but you're always traveling.
I know. Well, not right now. Pandemic,
Yeah, I know. I
Not
know.
not
So
as much right now.
I know we have time. We have time. So I'm looking at all the people joining, and there's everyone from family to friends to fans of your music that are on right now. So we're kind of letting them all come in.
Hey,
And
everyone.
yeah, Rosana's here. Okay, so I have to give a little bit of background here. So it's so cool because Rosana, of all my cousins, I have so many amazing cousins. Rosana is the one closest to me in age. So we kind of grew up, hanging out. She's in Texas and I am in California. So every year, my family would go to Texas or her family would come to California. And she was always my piano playing cousin. And you just made this incredible career out of music. And I'm just so proud of you. And I mean, how lucky am I that I write music too, but I'm able to send chords to you and you put them to piano. So I'm so lucky.
Yeah, I know. That's been fun. That's been like a fun little thing that we share, this love of music and making music. And I know it's been, it has been a neat thing that's kind of kept us together, even though we're always so far away and we're so
Yeah,
busy with our families and different things after all these years.
I know. We're both parents now. And it's interesting how music can just kind of fill in the void sometimes. When you're going through tough times, music just kind of unites everything. And isn't that incredible? I love that about music.
Yeah, I know. It's the great equalizer, and it can, gosh, it can do so much. It can pull you out of a funk. It can bring people together. It can help honor someone. It can make a fun time. It makes a party. And music is an amazing thing, and it's definitely a joy to be able to do this for a living, to make music in many different ways for
Mhm.
a living. That's just an amazing gift for sure.
Yeah, and every time we get together, I think we're singing in some capacity, whether it's around
Yes,
the table. I just saw you. You came to California for a birthday party, and there we are singing Lionel Richie at the table
I know, in harmony. Mm,
in harmony. Okay,
yeah.
so we have so much to talk about, and
Okay.
I got to start with Brazuca. I am so excited
Yes.
about this, and the album is beautiful. And A Vida con Paixão, I'm saying that correctly, right? Paixão?
By shout, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this because this is a new endeavor for you and the songs are climbing the charts. Tell people about Brazuca and the vibe.
It's a musical collective. It's a group of friends here in Dallas who come from a lot of different cultures. Some would, our drummers from Puerto Rico, or our percussionists from Uruguay, our producers from Colombia. We have our pianists from Cuba. You know, I'm I'm from El Paso. I'm Mexican American. So we have all these different cultures, and then we have, our guitar players from South Dakota and our bass players from Dallas, and we bring all these different influences to the table. But one thing we have in common is that we all really love Brazilian music.
Mm,
Brazilian music is just beautiful and wonderful and rhythmic and amazing. And so we kind of funnel this multicultural approach through this love of Brazilian music, kind of in the style of like Sergio Mendes, or if anybody knows of Ivan Lins, like those, Brazil 66, like that was our influence. And we also really, really feel it's just important to communicate a really positive message, especially during these times. So we're trying to write uplifting music that gets people dancing, that gets people smiling, and we're just so thrilled that it is being well received. We're absolutely thrilled. Yeah, it came out a couple months ago.
yeah, mission accomplished on getting people pumped because the music video, and I believe it's for A Vida con Paixão. Is that right? The music video? people
Yeah,
dance.
we have a few videos, but that's one where we threw a street party, like, and had people dancing in the streets.
Yes. Give people a little taste of Brazuca's music, because it just has, you can't help but do a little, like, while you're listening to it. So let's hear a little sample of it.
Okay, well, it's hard for me to represent by myself because it so heavily relies on all the vocals and all the percussion, but we've been working on a new tune, actually, that I can play myself on the piano. Because I wrote this tune, but it's called For Everybody. And it's like, this world is for everybody. That's like the whole point, right? So let's see here. Let me scoot this over.
No worries. That's the beauty of life.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
For you, for me, the sky and the sea. We hold the moments in our hands and plant the roots of a living tree. The stars, the sun, for everyone. We grow and learn in every land. Dream our way down the roads we run. Let everybody sing, everybody, and feel everybody, and know everybody what's real. And shine that light that's inside. Let everybody dance, everybody, and play, everybody, and laugh each day. Carry on the caravan and give our fellow man a chance to fly, etc. Anyway, it keeps going and going. And then there's a big party at the end, and everyone sings for everybody.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh, Rosana. Okay, one thing, you guys, if you haven't seen Rosana play live, you can't help but smile the whole time because you're so natural, right? Obviously. But when you're on stage, you just feel like, I mean, I know you, but people just feel like they know you because you're so real. And you play, your stories behind your songs are always epic.
Thank you.
It's true.
It's cool.
Okay, I love that song. I can't wait to hear more of it. So let's talk about, so on the charts, on the jazz album charts, it's currently at 32. It jumped 19 spots. Like, I want to say, like, overnight. It was crazy.
Yeah, this week it jumped 19 spots. It's funny because we debuted at like 187, right? And which is great, actually. That was a really great debut. But you don't really get on the jazz charts until you're above 50. And I've been a solo artist doing my jazz thing for a while, and I've never gotten to above 50. I've been close, but I've never gotten to above 50. And so to be in week 6 or 7, whatever it is, and to be at 32 with this band, it's just like, oh my gosh. I mean, we're flipping out. We're just flipping out. None of us have ever achieved that. So we're really excited. And
it's moving. It's going up.
Yeah, right now we're the featured Latin jazz artist with this great station, KUCF in Miami, and WUCF. It's University of Central Florida. Can't remember if it's a K or W, but yeah. Anyway, WUCF. That's what it is. WUCF in Florida, and so they're just giving us so much love. So the band did this really long interview, and they're going to be playing us a lot in Miami. So if you're in Miami, go check us out. But yeah, a lot of stations. We're just so grateful. We're just like over the moon.
Oh, I love that. And it's interesting because jazz listeners are so loyal. Like, they really are hardcore and they follow their favorite artists. So I think that you've picked up this following on your own over the years. And now that you're with this band and all of your fellow band members are so talented that collectively you have this great audience.
I know, it's cool. And I think this group is such an interesting group for me because, like, in my own band, I do all the writing, I produce, I run the show. And this band, we all contribute. Everybody, we write together. Someone will come in with like a 2-measure idea, and then we just all sit around the piano and like mess around, for hours and hours, and we eat together and we hang out and it's just a real family. And it's a little bit world music. It's a little bit Brazilian. Well, it's a lot Brazilian, but it's a little bit jazz. It's a little bit pop. It's a little bit of a lot of things, and it's just, we're having so much fun, and yeah, just kind of trying to make music that we like.
It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but a lot of fun. That's what it
Yes,
comes.
a lot of fun.
And it's interesting. So again, these are all your band members here. So here
Yes,
they all are.
that's
Again,
right.
it's such a fun music video, and it's gotten crazy views. So go check that out as well. So I also want to talk about your collaboration. I mean, this is so near and dear to your heart, and it's with the late great Lyle Mays. Tell us about this. It's a 13-minute composition, and we've talked about it, but you were so honored to be asked to be a part of it along with your husband, Gary. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so there is a pianist named Lyle Mays who was the co-founder of a group called the Pat Metheny Group. They, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they were one of the most influential jazz fusion groups that were around. They just influenced deeply generations of musicians. They wrote music that would feed listeners at every level. Like, whether you don't know anything about music and you just like it, oh, it just sounds good, it's kind of rhythmic or it's beautiful or whatever, you don't know anything about music, you love it. And if you do know a lot about music, it feeds the most serious musician because it's so deep on every level. So anyway, he won 11 Grammys, Lyle did, and that group was nominated like 23 times. I mean, they're an iconic group. And in the last about 10 years, I think the touring life got weary for him. And I think also he had other aspirations and he wanted to try other things. The music business had changed so much. He's such a brilliant person. He was an architect. He was a national champion pool player. He was a computer software designer and tech. He just did a lot of things. But a couple years ago, he got an illness and he knew that life might be shorter. And so there was one piece that he really wanted to make sure he got out there. And it's called Abrahart. And it's like a 13-minute mini symphony. Like, it's the most beautiful thing that to me represents the arc of someone's life, of his life.
Absolutely.
And it was like his farewell to life and to us and to the world. It's breathtaking. And he has 3 vocalists on it, and it's me and my husband Gary and his niece, who's a brilliant jazz singer in New York, Aubrey Johnson. And to be one of the singers asked, I mean, it's just such an honor. So it's nominated for Best Composition in the Grammys right now. I know, of course, I mean, it is just the most meaningful thing. Unfortunately, he did pass away in February, and so it was released after his passing. Right. But Lyle Mays, LyleMays.com, he's a very special, iconic person in the jazz world. So I'm thrilled, over the moon.
And just to be selected, I congratulate you. That is incredible. And what an honor, for him to have selected you guys and for you to honor his name like that. People have to check it out. It's like you said, it takes you places. It's hard to explain. You'll have to hear it.
It's hard to explain. It is. But you know what? It's like, if you have 13 minutes, put on some good headphones or amazing speakers and close your eyes and take the ride. Try to imagine the beginning of life, and then the ride, and then the party, and then the end. Just try and put yourself in that place. You have to be in a listening place. So it's not like do your dishes and listen. It's not like that.
You got to be in the zone.
Be in the zone and you will appreciate this masterpiece. I cry every time, but it's loaded for me because I have a lot of memories associated with it.
Right. And it was so secretive. I remember you couldn't really tell anybody. It was just like kind of until it got released. So that is such it's so incredible. People have to check that out. Okay. Yeah. So on top of that, back in the day, I remember you introduced the word jingles to me. Okay. It's holidays, so we're talking about being jolly and jingles, but we're talking about like commercials and things you hear on the radio. One that I think of, and you worked for the company who did it, Coast 103.5, right? That's a jingle that is in everybody's mind. And you work for that company. Tell us about your jingle career, because I find it so fascinating.
I know, the jingle business, it's an amazing underground business that a lot of people don't really think about, But when you listen to the radio or a podcast or, commercials on TV, I mean, whenever you hear any kind of music, somebody had to make it. So the jingle radio ID business specifically, sorry, my
Yeah.
phone keeps like going dark. Specifically radio IDs, which are like that, Coast 103.5 or, 103.1 or anything like that, right? Those are here in this area. These are called radio IDs. They ID the station, right? And they were started here in Dallas. Little trivia for you. So back in the 70s, singers would come to Dallas to try to break into the jingle scene, as in radio IDs. And Jam is one of the longest running radio ID companies in the world. And they did, their first Coast package that they did was, I believe, in 1985. So they did Coast jingles for 27 years.
We're talking like Karen Sharp watches the show here. I love Karen Sharp. She does love songs on the coast.
Yeah,
right?
they did a ton of those. All these love songs on the coast. Yeah, that company was responsible for 27 years of these lush, amazing jingles. A different company does it right now, but for a long time it was Jam. And Jam also did for dozens in your area, but for, all over the world, in different languages, you name it. It's really an iconic company in jingles, and it's based here in Dallas, of course, like many of them were, and there still are. So I am, yes, honored to be. Gary and I are some of the regular singers that sing all the time. We've got a session on Thursday, but we'll be singing IDs. And it's just a real weird niche-y little thing. You have to sing harmonies, very tight harmonies with a lot of precision. You have to be able to read music and all the little nuances and do the little things they tell you to do with your voice very quickly. So it's fun and it's challenging. And I love it. I love it.
My gosh. And obviously Rosana's husband, Gary, is uber talented as well. And you guys have a studio at home. So you're able to, like you said, the jingle community is very tight. So they call you and you got to get it done. So you'll find a place to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do. We do some things at home. For these kind of things, which are radio IDs, you have to be in a room with all the singers. So during the pandemic, I made these like plexiglass barriers with and we had these singers masks. We still found a way to get it done.
No matter what. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can see everybody watching right now. We have so many of you joining. Hi, Betty. I see somebody there too. So, it's cool because obviously Rosana's very personable and she teaches too. So talk about your teaching career, because you've done that for so long as well.
Yeah, I teach jazz singing and songwriting at the University of North Texas, which is the school that started, it was the first school to ever have an actual college degree in jazz studies. So it's the longest running historical, jazz program in the world. And I've been on the faculty. I got a degree there, my master's in jazz voice, and they hired me right after I graduated. So I started part-time and it grew into two full-time positions. It's a big department, and I've been there, 21 years. Don't do the math, but 21 years.
Yeah, because that we're the same age around. No, we won't talk about it. Let's not talk about that. It's funny because back in the day when you went to school, Nora Jones also went to school with you, which is so funny because she's also in the same kind of genre. She's a little more poppy, but isn't that funny? Like, I think Nora Jones, you talking about her back in the day, she was your friend. So it's so funny.
Yeah.
Circles.
I know. Oh, it's such a small world. I remember, I was kind of getting started in the jazz thing because I was a French horn player and a music theorist. That was my first degree. And I just did the jazz thing just for fun, like, oh, someone said you should be in jazz choir. Okay, cool. And Nora Jones was a freshman when I started my master's. And I was in a combo. They put you in combos. I was assigned to this combo, and she was my piano player. And she would bring in tunes that she would write, and I would sing them. It was just crazy, right? And we were in the jazz choir together, and we recorded, and we scatted together, and we would hang out, and we're still friends. We're both moms. I don't talk to her that much, but we do keep in touch. I go to her concerts, and we still support that same kind of group of friends who were there at that time. We're still friends, all of us, all those girls, and it's such a trip. She's so down to earth and so real. And I think it's nice having a group who knew her before the big explosion, down
to earth. And that's how you are too. So I guess that's why you guys meshed, right? I'm looking at some putting, wow, very cool. Oh, it is very cool. So much. Okay, so you mentioned the word scat. So for people that aren't in the jazz world or the jazz scene, give us an example of what scatting is, because I find that this show here, we introduce people to a lot of different talents. So for people who aren't familiar, show us a little bit of what scatting is.
Well, scatting is where you do like improvisation, like a horn would, but you're doing it with your voice and you're using articulation, like with just syllables, you know. Say, you know, just whatever.
Ah, see, that's okay. So we all learned something. I had to learn what scatting was because you do it in your whole family. So let's talk about your family, who are my family as well.
Yes, our family.
Our family, exactly. So I wanted to talk about your music inspirations. And obviously, your mom and dad, who are watching right now, are my uncle and my aunt and my godparents. I love them
Yes.
so much. Auntie Rose and Uncle Robert. And from as far back as I can remember, Rosanna, barbershop quartet was like in the lingo. I just grew up hearing that all the time. And how crazy is it that they have such a successful singing career and you followed in the footsteps? I find that so awesome.
I know. Yeah, they sang harmony from the time I was born. They were hobby barbershop harmony singers, a cappella singers. And they pulled me into that. I mean, that's my memory from the time I was born. And I just, you know, I sang with my mom in a group when I was in middle school and high school. We sang a cappella, you know, in a
Yeah.
female barbershop group. I did not know that that would have such as a strong impact as it did on me, but I guess I just loved that vocal harmony. And so now, yes, I still sing vocal harmony. I still sing old songs from the 20s and 30s. You know, they're still very, very much a part of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your daughter, Noe, also sings with you. There's video online of her singing, and she already, you could tell she has that voice, and it's just part of the family.
Yeah, she's a good singer. I love her. I've actually hired her for a couple of
Oh,
things, like little demos where I needed kids or, you know, to sing. Or she does voiceovers too, because I do voiceovers here. And she does voiceovers,
oh
which
my
is
God.
so fun. I know. Yeah. And so she's pretty good, you know. She's got a great ear and a great voice, and she's playing drums. She can play drums and stuff. So I'm like, babe, I'm going to learn to play bass, and we're going to like have this total smoking band.
Oh man, it's going to be a branch off of Brazuca, but her,
I know, right?
yeah, that's
I'm gonna get her playing percussion in Brazuca. That's gonna be fun because it's a lot of percussion, a lot of fun percussive toys. It's neat.
really, ooh, I like that. That's a good idea. Okay, so can we hear, I want to hear one of your songs, because again, people love tuning in and hearing music, and what would you like to play us?
Well, let's see. From my jazz life, like my solo thing, I could play you a little bit of my tune "Blue Flower."
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a song I wrote for a friend of mine who was. It's one of those. Should I leave New York? Should I not leave New York? I've lived here forever, you know, but New York's a hard place. And she was from California, actually. This friend of mine, and I just thought she was so sunshine and fun and roses and positivity. I thought, oh my gosh, New York is going to eat her alive. But no, she did very well there. But anyway, so she's the blue flower that I'm. Blue flower growing in the middle of the city, making the lines look pretty, watching the world go round. Sweet flower waving to the people in a hurry, never a care or worry, rooted below the ground. You came looking for a little conversation, filled with a fascination, wanting for something more. Waiting, watching through a window at the station, holding an invitation. Is there an open door? Anyway, it goes on.
Ooh, I was just in the zone. I was like, it just makes you like relax, right? Oh
Yeah, this
yes.
is a more chill one.
Yeah, because you have some that are really, I mean, like on your concerts, I mean, you get people going crazy, and you add
Absolutely.
people in the audience kind of going in with you. Some of your up tempo jazz tunes.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it's that's so fun. Okay, so I got to know what's on tap for you. You have so much going on right now. What's on tap for 2022?
Yeah, well, I tell you, Brazuca is just on fire. We're writing and writing and writing. We had a session last night, a big writing session, and we're getting new tunes all the time. We're playing at this big conference at the Jazz Education Network Conference in January. So that's a really neat feature, and that'll be fun. And we're playing, we've got some festivals coming up. So yeah, we're just trying to kind of keep that momentum going. And then I'm doing a project in January. I'm going to be recording with a friend of mine, Peter Eldridge, who I recorded my last album with. And I think we're going to do an album of Carole King music. I know, that's what we're doing. I haven't really told anybody, so now I'm telling you. So I
There you
guess
go.
now we have to do it.
Oh, Carole King music is just iconic.
Yeah, we're going to try and reinvent it, put a little bit of a jazz sensibility to it. But yeah, I think that's the next thing I think I'm going to record. I don't know. I got some Christmas things in the pike that maybe for next season I'm going to do. I have
Okay.
a couple of books I'm starting to write. I don't know, one project after another.
I'm gonna have to catch you when I can catch you because I mean, although you do respond to my texts, so that's good. Wait, but I'm looking at some of the people when you just mentioned about Peter, the news with Peter. People are like, "Yay!" They're so excited.
Yeah, Peter, I mean, he's amazing. He's a wonderful singer-songwriter. He he is a touring member of a founding member of the group, the New York Voices, which are, iconic vocal jazz ensemble. Um, and he just adopted two sons. So that's why I think, Faiza, how are you? Faiza's here. And anyway, she's like, what a dad. Yeah, what a dad indeed. So anyway. But yeah,
Oh,
he's just a really great singer and producer and songwriter. And so he's going to be here for the conference. And so we're going to sneak away on Sunday after the conference and record.
wow! Ooh, that's gonna be exciting. So before we go, what are some of your inspirations aside from your parents? What were some of your music inspirations growing up?
Looking back now, I'm like, man, I really loved anything with harmonies.
Mm.
Harmonies, harmonies, harmonies. Like my dad would play Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66 all the time, actually. And that had harmonies. He would play Glenn Miller. That had harmonies. Or groups like the Four Freshmen and, the Letterman, all these old groups that had harmonies. But also, I remember gravitating toward Janet Jackson records, El DeBarge records, some
Oh,
Michael Jackson records, because they had harmonies. They loved harmony. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Later on, James Taylor, big time. Steely Dan, the harmonies in Steely Dan. There were all these groups, that had great harmonies. So I think that has always been something that I gravitate toward. And then once I started really studying jazz, singers like, I don't know if anybody would know these singers. Well, Faiza would. Carmen McRae and Shirley Horn. Of course, Miles Davis, John Coltrane. Really
classics.
iconic jazz artists I'm hugely influenced by. But yeah, I would say, man, El DeBarge had probably a pretty big influence on me.
My
Remember
God.
El DeBarge?
To the beat of the rhythm of the night. Right? That now we're gonna really age ourselves
I
because that
know.
I had the cassette single when that came out.
Oh, I did too. And the album, the big album.
The big,
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
right
Oh
threes.
man.
Oh man, back in the day, so many great memories. Oh my gosh, I just wish you lived next door so we can hang
I
out more.
know. Well, come on now. Move to Dallas.
Why not? I'll just pack up and move. Oh,
We
Rosana,
have
this
real estate here.
what happened?
We have real estate here.
You have real. Okay, I'll just pack up and change market. Why not? Let's do it. I'll bring kids. Oh my gosh. Well, I am so glad that we had time to do this and hear your voice. And for people who want to check out Brazuca and all of your music, where can they go?
Yeah, so the Brazuca, Brasuka, that's Brazuca. And
Yeah.
our website is brazucamusic.com. Well, of course, we're on all the things. We're on Instagram and Facebook and all YouTube and all that stuff. And RosanaEckert.com. I have a website too. You can learn about my stuff and Brazuca stuff there as well.
And she's awesome. And she's my cousin.
And
Hello.
Marco's my cousin.
Oh my gosh, how lucky am I? Rosana, have a great rest of your day. Say hi to the family for me.
Thank you so much. I will. And likewise.
All right, love ya. Thank you so
Love you
much.
too.
Okay,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
See you later. Oh my gosh, you guys, isn't she a doll? And so talented. I'm so glad that we finally had her on the show. And yes, I agree with you. Brazuca is really wonderful. They really are. Again, here is the album, and the beats are just contagious. A vida con paixão. It's just the beat is kind of like you can't help but like do a little kind of little salsa to it, and I don't know. The beat is epic. But thank you so much, all of you watching, and my family's watching too from Texas. Hi, you guys. Yes, and thank you to Rosana. Well, thank you as always for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time, right here on the couch. Take care.